Look, nowadays women are very jaded. Okay, and when you come across as though you care too much, you might turn them away. It sucks, right? Because me, I'm the opposite. I like to show somebody that I care. But unfortunately, in my dating life, it actually sabotaged my dating life in the past. But I learned a way of how to be nonchalant while remaining human, while not becoming a fucking Terminator. Okay, and Jenny the baddie is gonna give us a way of how to do that. Let's watch this video.
You're probably gonna laugh at me when I say this, but the moment a woman stops being consistent with you, stop entertaining her. You fell in love with the person that she was in the beginning, not the person that she's turning into, not the person who stopped showing up for you, not the person who changed into someone that you don't recognize anymore. I understand that it's a scary feeling to leave someone behind when you saw so much of the future with them, but in the future, you're gonna be happy that you made the decision to leave, and you realize how scary it is to have actually been with someone your whole entire life, knowing how they fucking treated you. One-on-one coaching will be in bio.
Now, here's another one.
To men who don't care. A confident man who is self-aware and does not concern himself with chasing after women is extremely attractive. And that's why she keeps going back to her shitty ex. The reason being is because he is in service to something much higher than fleeting moments of pleasure and superficial validation.
Or he could be an avoidant and is incapable of connecting. I'm not kidding, right? Um, it's like the super mysterious guys that we envy that gets a lot of women. A lot of the times, those guys are feel empty because they're incapable of being with someone for a while, right? They're able to get short term relationships, but they're not able to keep the long term. And to those guys, what they think it's embarrassing to them. They're like, oh fuck, I can't keep a woman, right? Not because they can't keep them, but because they're incapable of staying faithful long term, right? So let's keep listening. Let's go.
Moments of pleasure and superficial validation. What's ironic about this is that he's not even trying. And women are drawn to him for this exact reason.
Right. And
This is why
so
women are
like I said, me, I was the opposite. I was the type of person that still am to a certain degree. I need a woman's validation, right? But I'm gonna show you guys in this video. We're gonna go to the blackboard and the green board. I'm gonna show you guys what I did to actually reverse the dynamic. I'm not kidding. You can watch my older videos versus now. You'll see a difference, right? So I know this is gonna work. And again, if you're not a stereotypically attractive guy, this does work because we're working on aura, right? We're working on how to build your aura through this. So even if you're not stereotypically attractive, it does give you a boost in aura points, if you get what I mean. All right. So let's go to the blackboard.
So the first one is don't be so easily won over. This to me is the source of creepiness and looking way too tense. Because I always tell people, the self is always coming through. If you are very tense, if you're so in need of a person's validation, you're gonna come across as unstable, and people are gonna be turned off by it. And sometimes they may get turned off, but they may not tell you they're turned off. What happens is that people would just begin to test you more, right? They'll begin to test your strength. They'll begin to give you more shit tests, which causes you to react more, which exposes you more, right? And so the key to this is, and honestly, I forgot to include this in the video, but it's to have boundaries. And from the start, it's almost like when you meet people, don't go off of their appearance. Say, okay, who's behind the person who they're trying to portray, right? You want to look for their flaws, inconsistency, their weakness, the side to the personality that they're hiding, the more unattractive self. You want to look for it consciously, right? Because what that does is that you're pretty much transferring to them that I'm not won over, win me over, right? And what unconsciously, people will begin to then try to impress you. They'll begin to find out the things that you like and tell it to you, right? And then so some people can become very manipulative, right? But the problem with that is that a lot of people don't have the self-control to take a step back and let people show you who they are, right? In their minds, they're so insecure that they have an image of you. And once they see glimpses of it, they say, okay, they're perfect. Okay, now everything they do, even if it goes against the image, you justify it in your mind. And from their point of view, that comes across as weak. And then when they look at you in the eye, you may not notice it. You just don't notice it, right? Because when you're needy and creepy, you have no self-awareness. Your face comes across as tense. Your behavior is tense. You respond quick. You move quick. You're more twitchy, right? There's a certain needy creepiness emanating from you. And how do you fix that? Well, let's go to the blackboard. This is the key, okay? Every person that I've actually loved had a level of nonchalantness. The most attractive people that I've met have a level of nonchalantness. The smoothest people, the people who have the most options are always nonchalant, right? And the reason why that is because they know themselves. They know how to self-soothe, they have self-respect, and it's reflected in that in a relaxed mindset, in a relaxed type of like aura about you. So we're gonna talk about how to do that. And this is what I did. Honestly, I saw the results of being nonchalant when I first went to a Vipassana meditation retreat. And that's why one of the rules to be more nonchalant is practice Vipassana. It's a form of meditation that you go to 10-day meditation retreats. And literally, the reason why I put this one first is because that's the one that works like this, instant. And this is why I wanted to put it first. It's a 10-day retreat. You could go to this website right here. Let me put it right here. You go to Dhamma. Holy fuck. Dhamma. Oh my God. Look, one of the two, man. Dhamma.org, okay? And just look for Vipassana. And there you can sign up for a free 10-day retreat. And this is the reason why is because the first time I did this, for example, when I went out with my girl, when I was dating a girl during that time, she told me, dude, what the fuck? Like, you're a completely different person. Not in a negative. Like, I just became more relaxed. And if you could even watch my older videos, go watch my videos from like 5 years ago and watch now. You see what I'm talking about. What it does is that you have creepy habits that come from unprocessed emotions. Unprocessed emotions is manifested in the face. Like, those little tiny muscles are affected by those underlying unconscious emotions that you feel. And what it does is that it creates this anxiety look that you may not notice that you're giving. And people react that way and say, oh, this person is needy. This person is creepy. This person is a desperate person. They must be low value, right? But the thing about it is that you don't notice it. And so you may not think you need this, but if you're noticing that for some reason, people act like they like you, but then when they leave, you never hear from them again, most likely you're communicating that. That's pretty much it. So that's the first thing. Practice a Vipassana retreat. And it's the hardest one, okay?
Now, if you struggle with this, check out this course that I created to actually address the very issue of this video. What guys don't understand is that actually practicing meditation literally makes you more attractive to women because it actually prunes out all of the needy, creepy habits that we develop from rejection or from expecting rejection from women. And meditation, I mean, even the Buddha, like if you read stories of the Buddha, a lot of women wanted to sleep with the Buddha. If you read stories of Hare Krishna or any enlightened teacher, they'll say that a lot of the times these women became enraptured by them by just them looking at them in the eye. Developing a spiritual practice is sexy to women. Masculine energy with spirituality is literally a woman's kryptonite. If you guys don't believe me, do a 10-day meditation retreat and you'll see what I'm talking about. Well, you don't have to do that. Well, I recommend if you do that. And it's actually free. It's called Vipassana. Go check it out. It's for free. I recommend it. But if you don't have the time, check out this course. It's called Emotional Mastery, where I teach you guys. It's a 5-week course to improve your dating life through practicing meditation, because it's going to give you all of the habits that you need to radiate masculinity. If you're a woman, it'll radiate femininity. If you're a man, it'll radiate masculinity. And I've seen it in my life. It's the first when I applied this. All the women that I went on a date with, all of a sudden wanted to see me again and again and again. It's to the point that I'm not even interested as much anymore. Like I'm more picky with women. But out of all the things I've ever done, meditation, especially the ones that I'm gonna teach you, makes you more attractive. How? Because your reaction's lower. You become more nonchalant, unreactive. You let go more. You care less, and women are more drawn to that energy. So purchase this course. It's a 30-day money back guarantee. And if you purchase it, you could join our meditation group on Zoom and WhatsApp, where you meditate with me on a weekly basis, okay? And there's a bunch of bonuses in this course, so go check it out. And if you don't like it, there's a 30-day money back guarantee, okay? So with that being said, let's continue with the video.
Okay, so the second thing is being on your purpose. Being on your purpose and having goals in life naturally changes your demeanor, right? For example, this is a painting that I did. It took me like a year to complete because of the technique that I'm using, right? If you guys want to buy it, I call it the refugee woman. It represents the type of person that, you know, this is when you find out that your city just got bombed. You look at it on your phone. She's looking at her city being bombed on her phone, right? That's why I call it the refugee. If you guys want to purchase it, I'm selling this for $2,500, man. It uses this Sfumato Leonardo da Vinci technique on the skin, so you'll notice the skin is more translucent and it's done with pastel. So if you guys want to purchase that and support me as an artist, you guys can purchase that. It's going up in my room. But the next thing is on your purpose. Why? Because when you're on your purpose, when you're focused on your goals, right, naturally your demeanor changes, right? When I'm focusing on painting, right, and somebody says, "Hey, Alexis, do you want to go out?" When I'm focusing, I naturally have like a seriousness about me, right? And if I'm with my girl and I'm working and she wants to hang out, I have an easier time saying, "Hey, bitch, let me finish my work first, okay? Let me finish my work, and then we could talk later on," right? That nonchalantness, that like focus on me, on this, you wait till I'm done, creates a desire to want to monopolize your attention, right? So being on your purpose, it's like, that's why Kobe, if you guys notice, Kobe was so serious. And I can promise you a lot of women, and if you're a woman, if you do this, if you're a man, they find that attractive because they find seriousness attractive. Now, you can't be too serious, right? You can't be a Terminator, but they like a little bit of seriousness. And especially if you have a serious mode. So it's more like a serious mode. You have the capacity to enter the Terminator mode, right? You go from being happy and affable, right? Let me put it right here. You go from a happy and affable person, right, to a more serious person. And people find that extremely attractive. Why? Because people like to sense that there's depth to you, okay? And when you're able to show people that you have depth by showing the different sides to your personality, people will be drawn to you, right? People are drawn to people that are complex, to people that have different sides to their personality, right? And when you do that, people are more drawn to you, right? People find that attractive, and they want to get to know you more because they sense that there is that there are layers to you. Okay, when you're able to have different modes where they see you, it's like Goku, right? Goku is a very happy-go-lucky guy, but when his family member, right? Let's draw Goku. When his family members are about to die, Goku then gets really serious. And when as viewers of that show, you may not notice it, right? But you find that really attractive. Not attractive in the sense, but in terms of like, just like, we're more drawn to Goku because we relate to that, right? This is like a shitty Goku, right? There you go. So having the capacity to focus, having the capacity to go from super focused to unfocused, super serious to more loosey-goosey and relaxed, people are drawn to that. But, all right, so that's one thing. The next thing is know your boundaries. And this one, I learned this, actually this happened last week where this girl kept asking me to text her properly. And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, you sometimes put commas in the wrong place. What the fuck do you mean commas in the wrong place? And then I tried to do that, but after the fourth time, she was like, yo, can you please do better grammar? I'm like, okay, that's enough. That's enough. I was like, that's it. Look, if you're not, this is how I text, I don't got time for that. If you're gonna be complaining about this, it's best that you don't text me no more. And instantly, she was like, I'm so sorry. You know, my fault. You know, thank you for letting me know your boundaries. You know, text how you want to text. What the fuck is her problem? I'm like, all right, cool, man. Next time we met, oh my God. Honestly, I told her, I was like, look, I'm not mad. Like, you don't need to, like, you don't need to act super nice. I'm not mad. I just wanted you to let you know that. You know, she's like, oh my God, I thought you were mad. I was like, no, I'm not mad, man. Like, I like you. Just stop being a fucking grammar Nazi. Like, relax. And after that, you were just more chilled, right? But I can promise you, in her mind, she respected me more. In her mind, she's like, okay, like this guy, like he's really sweet. He's really, like nice and affable, but he has his limits. And when people sense that you have limits, people become more attracted to you. You got to show people you have limits, right? When you have those limits, what happens is that you walk around knowing you have limits. You walk around, it's almost like you walk around, you know how people act when they have a gun? They act super cocky, they become more violent, more provocative. When you have boundaries, there's something about you that's more like, all right, go ahead, try me. Try me. If you do that shit, I'm gonna leave. Go ahead, fuck up, right? But you don't say that, but you kind of show that through your nonverbal cues. And people can sense that. People are really good at sensing when you're willing to walk away. And now this one is where people mistake this. They think I'm telling you guys to be a bunch of Terminators, okay? I'm not asking you guys to be a bunch of Terminators, you know? Like it's more high intention. I like you, but low attachment, right? And why? Because the Buddha says this is the source of what? Suffering. Whatever, man. It's the source of suffering. And so high intention, low attachment. And this is a middle ground that it's very difficult for you guys to understand if you guys haven't practiced it, like a Vipassana meditation. It's really hard to understand. But high intention means I want ya and I like ya, right? And low attachment means, okay, if you don't want me, then that's fine. I'll walk away. But that doesn't mean it's not going to hurt. I'm going to be sad. You know, one of the things is that it's very important that you show people that if you don't like me back, it's going to hurt my feelings. The reason why is because it humanizes you. Especially people who are cold and distant, they find that as confident. And then a person who is needy and creepy and wants that same energy, they're going to like that. You lose nothing. As long as you're not, as long as either you're good looking or you're in a position of power or they know you for a while, having this low intention, high attachment is attractive to everyone. Everyone. Okay, I'm telling you. But know, you either have to be, you have to be their type, you have to have a position of power, right? Or they have to like you know you long enough to develop feelings for who you are, right? Because that's like I always tell people, like if you're not attractive, just make sure that you meet people over time, and over time you just develop feelings for people, right? Sometimes romantically, or sometimes it's not romantic, but eventually you like the person. So high intention, low attachment, right? And that's why I feel feelings for girls, right? Like I met women that I liked and then they didn't like me back. You know, like, hey, I don't think you're that interested, man. It's okay, man. It was really nice to meet you. It sucks it didn't work out. And what happens is that a lot of guys, for example, a lot of guys hear this and they'll say, oh, that's needy. It's like, no, a lot of it's not. You're being honest. It's just that everyone thinks that. Most people don't say it. If most people are thinking the same thing and they're not saying it, you saying it comes across as confident. Be more. The next one is be more serious. Develop a more serious attitude about you, right? Don't be so goofy, especially in the beginning when you meet people. When you meet people and getting to know people, slowly loosen up. At first, you want to be a little bit more serious. Why? Because you're going to be presented as a challenge to them, right? And then over time, you loosen up. At first, when you meet people, it makes sense. And that's why a lot of the times shy people can be a little bit more attractive if they're comfortable with their shyness, because shy people slowly open up, right? Extroverts are extroverts from the beginning. So when they open up, it's not much of a reward. But when you're shy and quiet, you develop this mystery, and over time, they start to see your true personality. They may notice that in the beginning of the date, you were shy, but then towards the end, you were more talkative, right? That's really much what people don't understand is that that's actually rewarding. It validates my ego. So you first want to start slow, right? Be a little bit more shy. So if you're shy, it's okay. If you're shy, it's okay. allow yourself to slowly get comfortable with the person because it has a positive effect on your aura. It truly does, right? Now, the most important thing on top of all of this is being willing to walk away. Right? It's you develop all of these connections. You like the person, you realize they're amazing, but then you realize, you know what? They're not for me. Or you have the willingness you have the willingness to get to know them, to like them, realize they're not compatible with you, and walk away. You don't even have to walk away. Just the willingness to leave a situation that you're like that you find them attractive, but you're able to leave. You don't have to walk away, but people can sense that they're like, you know what? This person has options. You know what? There's a certain coldness about this person that I could just feel. I could feel they're willing to walk away. And it's not that they're conscious of it. They'll experience that unconscious thought by being overly attached to you, by paying more attention to the nonverbal cues, by needing your validation. So this is not a conscious thing, right? Just like you can't consciously communicate this, you can just come to your mind and say to yourself, I'm willing to walk away. If they do this, if they do that, they do that. Keep that to yourself. Don't tell that to no one. What's going to happen is that it's going to radiate through in your nonverbal cues, right? The self is always coming through, right? Honestly, it really, this is, and the beauty about it is that this will turn your attention from them to yourself. Because at the end of the day, you want to be more happy. If you're not able to do this, it's just because you're not happy. You're miserable, and you're using other people to make you happy. And so you're not nonchalant. You're very stiff. You're very like just stiff as fuck, because you're using them for your happiness, and people can sense that, and it pushes them away. It's volatile to humans. It's not a good sensation. They see it as weakness, and what happens when you do that? They pull away. Oh, they test you. They test you by pulling away. They test you by proving whether or not you're needy and creepy, right? Because when you don't apply this, you come across as somebody who has no control over themselves, right? And people just cannot respect that. People can't respect people who don't know how to be alone with themselves, who don't know how to find happiness from within. And what they do is that they resent you by testing you, by fucking with you, by being late to dates, by crossing your boundaries, right? And what happens is that because you're not willing to walk away, you get in a dynamic where they play you all the time. Right? They'll talk shit behind your back and stuff like that. So yeah, that's one thing. Remember, man, know your boundaries. It'll create a nonchalant attitude about you. Right? Because you're like, all right, fuck up, go ahead. Fuck up. No, I'm watching. You're not like, I hope they like me. You're like, I'm waiting for you to fuck up. High intention, low attachment. Be more serious. Have a sense of purpose so that you don't have to focus on them completely. Practice Vipassana meditation. Then learn how to be happy by being willing to walk away. All right? If you guys want to learn more about this, I highly recommend you check out my course, Emotional Mastery. It'll teach you guys how to apply these. It'll teach you guys how to develop that happiness from within. Or join our Patreon to meditate with me so that you could exercise the creepy, needy parts in you. And yeah, man, let me know what you guys think of this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Now, if you guys enjoy this type of content, check out my course, Dark Game, or like I like to call it now, the Complete Man. It's a course that I created for guys who have no idea how to get women in their lives. As you guys can see, I have attracted a life that brings women into my life. I do a lot of social events, art events, meditation events, and I don't do that to get women. But what I notice is that it gets women into your life, right? And in this course, I teach you guys how to do this. I teach you. So that means even if you're friend zone, if you're the type of person that lacks assertiveness, if you were raised by a single mom and you didn't know how to get women, well, this is the course for you. It teaches you how to overcome approach anxiety, how to take action, because a lot of the times you watch these videos and you don't know how to take action, how to break patterns, how to build social circle, a pickup artistry course, right? Understanding your dark side, a bunch of things that helps a guy improve their dating life, right? Where we talk about how to find your purpose, female nature, the mindset game, the outer game, right? How to get her number, how to damage control, how to create competition, first date using vulnerability, online games, social circle game, how to get threesomes. I mean, the whole shebang bang, right? And the beauty about this course is that there's a 30-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you could just let me know and get a refund. There's the basic course, which is $99, and then there is the one with the bonuses, like that I just read to you. So just look through the sales letter, and there's actually some free clips that you guys can watch, right? I think so, right? No, there isn't, but yeah, just look at it. Let me know if you what you guys think of it. You just give it a try. If you don't like it, I will give you your money back. I've always given people refunds. So yeah, man. Hopefully, I can see you guys inside, and let's get back to the video.